I'm going to fly with you and we're going to shoot a SAM site before it shoots us. You got to be shitting me. That is the motto of the Wild Weasels.
Deep within enemy territory.
We had destroyed one SAM site, we rolled in another one, and my wingman got hit.
Despite being low on fuel, Leo continually risked his life protecting his fallen friends by putting himself and his plane in between them and the enemy fighters.
11 days after I flew that mission, which I finally received the Medal of Honor for, I was shot down. It's hard to hide in a parachute. That's really hard. We were probably a mile apart, Harry and I. We were both captured. They interrogated Harry and I separately in a pig pen, literally pig pens. It was a very brutal time, and it was very difficult. You know, you get into the prison system and you work your way through it. 3 years were brutal, 3 years were boring.
The Wild Weasels began in Vietnam because the Soviet Union had equipped North Vietnam with the SA-2 surface-to-air missile system. It was the most lethal SAM system in the world at that time. And we were losing aircraft to them. So they pulled a special cadre of pilots and a specially upgraded F-105, which became the F-105F. They flew F-100s first, but then the F-105F, which had special electronics to detect, track, and engage the SA-2. And we're going to highlight how important this was. You can look at those pictures, and it was a 300-pound warhead. And it would obliterate aircraft if it got close. And that's all it needed, is to get close. And minimum, if it detonated within 300, 500 feet of you, you were going to take serious damage and probably going down over North Vietnam and becoming a POW. And, we're going to lead into why that suppression of enemy air defenses was so important with the Wild Weasels. Major Leo Thorsness and Captain Harry Johnson were on board their F-105F and patrolling, looking for SAM sites, just like the Wild Weasels always did, to try to get them to fire, to identify them and suppress them. On this mission, there was a downed F-105, and Leo and Harry circled the site to defend it. And they circled and circled, and they stayed there until the CSAR operation was complete. However, just before it was complete, there was heavy enemy activity, and there were MiGs in the area. A MiG jumped the formation, and Leo and Harry were on it. And not only did they protect the CSAR operation, they shot down that MiG for one of the most heroic missions. And for that, Major Thorsness received the Medal of Honor, and Captain Johnson received the Air Force Cross, the second highest decoration. Both of these gentlemen deserve credit for what they did. And I think the story gives a good perspective of how important Wild Weasels were in Vietnam, and they still are today. And they proudly wear the same patch of "You got to be shitting me" on their collars, on their uniforms, and they're proud of it to this day. And that tradition continues, and it's still extremely important in air combat today as it was back in Vietnam. Enjoy.